Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I've got a question here that is sort of related to both business and fitness here. So I thought I'd answer this one. This is a good question, I think, that I don't think I've really talked about very much, even when I've talked about kind of my story, how I built Simple Programmer and stuff. But I'm going to kind of summarize this. I'll read a couple of excerpts from here, but this is from Kurt, and it's a fairly long email here. But he basically, so basically Kurt says that he's been building a programming business, and he's working 10 hours a day, up to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's a lot of time. He's disciplined enough to cut out all distractions. He says that he's noticing burnout sometimes and stare at his screens for hours at a time doing nothing. This non-activity wastes about 5 to 8 hours of the 70-ish hours I work in a week. And that's what happens when you overdo it, and you sit there and you procrastinate and you're not doing anything. So sometimes working so many extra hours is not good. Although he's got, I don't want to discourage you if you've got the right work ethic. Sometimes you got to bust ass. You just got to do that. So that's good. He says that my first question is anything like this happen to you where you just stare at the screen and can't work for a period of time? So I'll break here to answer that question. Yes, definitely. I've definitely experienced this. It happens, especially, one of the rules that I have that I think is a good rule to develop is every time, and I don't always follow this rule, but I try to, I'm not perfect, but I try to, whenever I sit at my desk, right, I have this rule that says I must know what I'm going to do, right? So as soon as before my fingers touch the keyboard, know what you're going to do. It's a really good rule, because that will prevent you from sitting at the screen staring, because, time is only wasted when you don't do what you intend to do. If you intended to watch YouTube videos of cats all day, but that's what you intended, that time was not wasted at all, because that's what you intended to do. But if you intended to write your program or write your book or write your blog post or whatever it is, and you watch cat videos all day, you failed, and you're going to feel the failure. So that's why I say, know what you're supposed to do. And that will kind of avoid that glazed over. And sometimes, and I'm going to get to sort of another cure for this in a second, which is related to fitness here. So he says here, basically, he's been devoting, now I have been thinking of why this happens, realize since I devote my time to make my business successful, I have no time to eat healthy. So everything I eat is microwave and fast food. As far as fitness, I'm not overweight, but I haven't exercised in years. And then he goes on to say, from watching your videos, I noticed you have a successful business and have done dieting and fitness. I also heard you weren't always doing fitness/dieting. So I'm wondering, did your business take off before or after you started dieting/fitness? How did dieting/fitness affect your productivity business when you made the switch? My current mindset is that you do that after your business has taken off and successful, as I think to have a successful business, you need to put 100% time in, as when you are not, someone else is. And he goes on to say, basically when you're dieting and training, someone else is out there working their business and beating you. And so, he's wondering if he should stick what he's doing, or if he should incorporate fitness and diet and whatnot. So here's the deal. I did not start to have major success in my life until I started really focusing on diet and fitness. And it might seem kind of contrary, like how would that make sense, because you obviously have less time. It's because there's this relation between physical discipline and mental discipline, right? And I'll probably do a question, actually I have a question slated to talk about mental discipline, but I'm going to get into it a little bit here on how to develop it, which is physical discipline. If you're wondering how to develop mental discipline, start with physical discipline. If you can make yourself run 10 miles, then you're going to have that's going to cause you to have mental discipline, right? And that's going to apply to other areas of your life. So that sitting at the screen for 5 to 8 hours just blankly, or sitting on Facebook or watching YouTube videos, that comes from a lack of mental discipline, essentially, or not having the duration of the endurance, the mental endurance. And if you become physically disciplined in your diet and fitness, and you're achieving these kind of goals, it's going to mentally prepare you for business. And so as I developed that sort of work ethic, that discipline that's necessary, and I did a video on developing discipline. You can check out this video here. But essentially, as you develop that, that helped me to focus and to say, okay, I'm going to get this stuff done. It helped me become a finisher, right? I did a blog post on becoming a finisher. This is one of my favorite blog posts, because this was a changing point in my life. And that's the one thing is, like, I think there are successful people that are able to be successful and they're out of shape and they don't pay attention to their diet and they're not fit. But when I look at the most successful people, right, that I know, usually they're also the people that are running, and they're people that are lifting weights and doing CrossFit and doing all this stuff, right? Because they have that same. It's hard to have one work ethic to one part of your life and not have it carry over to the other, both positive and negative. So I would encourage you, let's dance a little bit. Okay. I would encourage you to take more of an effort of working on this other side, and then I think you're going to see productivity increases. And not just from when we talked about the mental toughness, but there's another aspect to this, which is also energy levels. So strangely enough, the more that you work out, the more that you're physically active, the more energy you will have. The more energy you spend, the more you'll have, right? It's sort of like giving. The more you give, the more you get. It happens with energy too. At least I've noticed it. So, I think, and one thing that I've always done too, and I'll tell you this, is, without going too far off sidetrack, is I've always prioritized, right? And even today, like, I will not miss, the number one thing that's most important in my day is getting my workout done and eating right. Like, that is, everything else takes second to that. I'll tell you, even today, no matter what the problem is or what the situation is, I pretty much prioritize that, and that's what you need to do. And I did that when I was doing 56 pluralsight courses, and doing 30 in a year, and doing all that crazy stuff that I did. But that was critical to it. So make an appointment with yourself on the calendar if you have to, and stick to it, and get that part of your life working, and then you're going to find that you're going to have more energy, and you're going to be, because it's not just about the time, right? You're very concerned about, I'm going to work as many hours as possible. It's about leveraging the time. It's about, you can work 1 hour and get 10 minutes worth of work done, but you can also work 1 hour and get 10 hours worth of work done. It's all about that leverage. So I think fitness, diet, I think getting in shape, getting mentally strong, I think that will help you to be able to leverage the time better, and then you'll be able to better use the time. You still got to work hard. You still got to put in the hours. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, you could just work 20 hours a week and whatever. No, you got to bust ass for a while just to build a business. Everyone who's built a business knows you're going to pull 60, 70-hour weeks. I did it. Everyone that I know that was successful did it, but that doesn't mean that that working out, that you don't have to work smart as well. You got to work hard, you got to work smart, both of them, and getting your diet in shape and your fitness goals going, that's going to help you to work smart. So anyway, that's my take on it. If you have an idea about it, if you've got some comments to leave them below, and leave a thumbs up if you agree with me, and I'll talk to you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.